good, dude. Your shirt's black. Welcome to the Mick and the Spick, episode 7. It's your boy Aaron, joined here as always with my co-partner Rory, my heterosexual life partner and podcaster. What have you been up to, man?
Fucking school, work, trying not to kill myself.
Okay, yeah, that's a good start.
I feel like that's just anybody at my age.
Yeah, I think, are you 24 now?
I'm 24.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Then about 26, the volume gets turned down a lot. Yeah. But it's not just, fuck, what am I doing? It gets, I think you calm down a little bit. Now I feel like any of like the weird angst that I had when I was like early 20s is just gone.
Yeah, fair. To be fair, I think I'm doing better than some 24-year-olds because I know exactly what I want to do. It's just getting there is a little bit hectic.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as you have a plan, that's good. I still don't know what the fuck I want to do. Still figuring it out. Fair
enough.
Yeah, did you do anything cool this week, man?
Can't fucking get this Mountain Dew open.
Can't get my Mountain Dew open.
Can't get my Mountain Dew open, so shit.
Son bitch.
No, I didn't do anything cool this week. Just fucking watched a bunch of One Piece.
Oh, you like fucking One Piece, dude?
I sure do.
One of my boys liked it, and he's been watching it. Like, I think he was watching it even before it was like
popular,
dubbed at all.
Oh,
like he just would find it on the internet, and he was like, at fucking the last time I checked in with him, which this was a few years ago. I was like, you still watch this shit? And he's like, yeah, I'm like on episode 700. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. For me, as soon as like an anime, I like my anime short and sweet. Like, I mean, for me, like 6 episodes is the best. But my favorite anime is like Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, Samurai Champloo. They're all like 28 episodes exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
As soon as I pass 50, I'm like, dude, this is fucking... Just kiss him already. What is this, dude? And like, when I was a kid watching Naruto, well, I guess I was like a little bit older, teenager, I was like, oh, this is sick. And then by the time I was an adult, I'm like, this is still fucking going, dude. Like, just put it in. So scared. Just fucking put it in him. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I made it like into, I don't know, 100 episodes of Shippuden or whatever. And then I was like, fuck it, let's bridge this. We're hitting just YouTube videos of the fights. Yeah. I'm like, what happened here? Oh, Jiraiya died. Ooh, I would have cared fucking 50 episodes ago.
I never finished. In fact, it's funny you bring that up because I think that's exactly where I stopped watching it, was right after Jiraiya died.
Yeah.
Not because I was so fucking pissed off. It's just like, first of all, at the time, I only watched dubbed. Well, I still only watch dubbed. Yeah. But at the time, there's nowhere to watch it except Hulu, and they stopped the episodes right after Jiraiya dies on Hulu.
Oh, shit.
And dubbed. And I was like, I'm not watching subbed on Crunchyroll. Fuck that shit, dude.
I'm out.
No. So, just never started watching it again. But my friend, he's obsessed with One Piece. And for the last couple years, he was trying to get me to watch One Piece. And I was like, nah, dude, fuck that shit. That's fucking 1,000 episodes of shit. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then I was watching it with him one day. And I was like, man, fuck. God damn it.
I'm in.
So I started watching.
I'm the motherfucking pirate king, dude. When I was like a teenager and I used to just pirate everything. Because like, I didn't have the only streaming service out at the time I think was Netflix, and then like Hulu was new.
Oh, okay.
So I would just pirate like whatever TV shows, you know. And I like to take credit that I was like the first one to do a stockpile of my friends and then we would trade media. Like we'd get an external hard drive and just like, trade shit.
Yeah.
And but I had like every episode of South Park, all this shit, and then I had like 20 animes, and I was like, all right, well I guess I'm into anime. I'd just get too stoned and be like, this shit is weird, dude. And then one of my best friends, like I kind of stopped watching anime. I'll like rewatch old shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
He would just kept on going, dude, and he like they had this one like collective torrent that was like 500 gigs worth of shit.
Holy fuck.
So he has anime that like nobody's ever heard of, dude. But when I was a kid, like, you know, DBZ, I think like you might be a little on the earlier side.
I watched a little bit of Dragon Ball Z. I watched they had like a shorter version of it on Nickelodeon that was Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I watched, and it's pretty much the same thing except there's not 10 episodes of Goku fucking
just standing
screaming.
there. I will defeat you. Yeah, but the whole reason I brought that up is like I was watching that like since I was like first grade until like sixth grade when it ended, you know?
Yeah.
And like they used to show it on Toonami. But I was only used to the American voices, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then my friend had it, and I didn't know how to switch over to whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll try rewatching it. Fuck no, dude. Goku sounds like a little bitch in the Japanese version. I'm like, I wouldn't fucking follow this guy.
It was voiced by a woman, I think.
Yeah. But some of the voices, they just don't, like, to me, I heard one voice, like Cowboy Bebop. That guy has a legendary voice. He's also Mugen in Samurai Champloo. But you hear those characters in Japanese, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like,
the Japanese voices... It's funny because people are like always saying, well, Japanese is like how you're supposed to watch it, like sub. I'm like, yeah, but their voices suck fucking ass, dude. They don't match their fucking bodies or characters.
And then I hate when like they don't, like, sometimes the dubbed version, they'll be shit, like the way they match, right? But in the Japanese version, like when they translate the subtitles, sometimes you're like, what the fuck sentence is that? Like, what did he say? What's going on? That's not how you say that, you know? Yeah. Shout out anime. Fully Cooley. That's still my favorite one ever. Did you ever watch Fully Cooley?
I haven't even heard of that.
FLCL? Short and sweet, dude. 6 episodes.
6 fucking episodes?
6 fucking episodes. And then they made, like, because they made this, the whole reason they made it was to test out, like, a computer software. Mm-hmm. And it's a really weird coming-of-age story, and it's kind of like mech, but it's done really, really cool. And a few years ago, I think maybe 2016 or 17, they did like 2 more seasons, but it only has like one of the original character and like new kids.
Oh, for real?
And I watched like 4 episodes, and I'm like, this is all right. And then once the old character came back in, I'm like, I could watch this, but it's just so different, dude, that I'm like, maybe I don't need to.
Man, fuck this shit.
Maybe I'm out.
Yeah. Well, like, they're doing that with pretty much every fucking anime now because, look at Naruto. They have that fucking show that's about his son.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it, but my buddy who watches a shitload of anime, he's just like, yeah, they just ruined all the fucking characters in Naruto. They just completely make them useless. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is the point?
That's kind of what you, I guess, like, if you're going to do, like, a long one, like, even DBZ, you know, it's like, Goku's the most badass. Nobody's more badass than him. And then he fucking gets killed by Cell. Yeah. You know, which... Looking like in the list of characters, Cell was kind of a bitch. He wasn't even that badass.
No, because who beat him? Fucking Gohan?
Gohan, yeah. Gohan and like Goku's spirit behind him.
Oh, you know? Okay. And then Goku came back anyways. Fucking wished him back.
Like, you know how they do that thing, especially like on older anime from the 90s where they'll be like, they'll have a move and then it'll be like super duper this, right? Yeah. And as it gets stronger, it's like super mega ultra blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's this one anime called Gurren Lagann. It's
yeah.
Yeah, have you seen that? It's a mech anime, but they like poke fun at so many of the tropes of anime. It's awesome. Like they did a completely a fan service episode where it's just all like tits out basically. And then by the end it gets so huge that like they started underground, then it's Earth, and then it's like the galaxy. At the end it's like the universe. They're like fighting fucking God. And like
oh my God.
The last move, dude, has like 30 adjectives in front of it. It's like super mega ultra duper blah. It's crazy, dude.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, anime gets fucking ridiculous. I'm kind of glad it's becoming more mainstream now though. Yeah. Because when people say, "Oh yeah, I watch anime," you don't get your fucking ass kicked right away. People are like, "Oh yeah, anime is pretty sick."
Yeah.
And just beat the fuck out of you for being a weeb.
Unless they're like dickheads like me. Then they're like, "Oh, you like anime?" And they're like, "Yeah, I watch fucking Attack on Titan." And I'm just like, chomo. Dude, fucking put on Cowboy Bebop, smooth jazz. I need my characters to be cool. Not just fucking fighting a war or something, dude.
I like Attack on Titan, but yeah, it's pretty much the same fucking... Which, I mean, most animes are the same fucking thing pretty much every episode. But that one, it's just the same shit over and over again.
See, that's why I think it's so good when they're like, the less episodes, the better. Because, like...
there's less chance of that happening.
Favorite director, the guy who made Space Dandy, Champloo, and Bebop. It's 30 episodes each one, basically, right? Yeah. And each one is an individual story. So you don't get, like, bored where it's like, you know, fucking Goku standing there for, like, 8 episodes getting ready to fight Frieza. And then you get 2 minutes of combat and then, you know, another 5 episodes of this or that. Like, I don't care about what... Show me the fucking fighting, dude.
Yeah, that's what sucks about most animes, though, is that the, like, main fight is what you want to see. But, like, in that fight... They keep going to other fucking characters and what they're doing. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck that Krillin is fucking his android wife, dude. Yeah. I don't give a shit.
Go Krillin,
I want to... Krillin's wife is pretty fucking hot, though.
It's crazy that he just stayed bald for like 30 years and then just grew out his hair. He's like, fuck it, I'll have hair now.
Well...
Nice full head of hair.
And wasn't it like an afro? Didn't he fucking grow an afro or something? Or am I thinking of someone else?
It might be somebody else because his hair is like just wavy in like I think in Super or whatever. But like my favorite one of all the like the DBZ shit is like it's kind of corny, you know, like but it's still fun. But Dragon Ball, the OG one, so much funner, dude. Just seeing like kid to teenager Goku, they have like way more adult jokes and themes.
Oh, yeah, well, they didn't have to censor everything back then.
Yeah, that's true Japanese shit, dude.
Yeah.
they went full Japanese on that bad boy. You never go full Japanese.
I never watched the original I didn't even really watch Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, anime's pretty sick.
It's a lot. It's time to invest, dude. Like... Well, I mean, I guess if I fucking got rid of one podcast, I could probably finish an anime, but nope. I just want to hear dudes talking. That's it.
Dudes talking.
Just dudes talking. Shit and dick jokes, dudes talking. A little bit of science sprinkled in there.
A little bit of pop culture, a little bit of fucking today's news.
Have to figure out what's going on in the world, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of which... Kanye West, bringing him back.
Aw, jeez.
Aw, jeez, Kanye.
Aw, jeez, Kanye.
So everybody knows that he fucking was shitting on the Jews and just became Yitler, as people call him.
Oh, that's good. I haven't heard Yitler yet.
It's kind of fucking clever. It's kind of funny. He retracted his statement about Jews, and you want to know why? It's because of Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill is the reason Kanye West doesn't completely hate Jews.
Jonah Hill is Jewish?
I don't know. I don't know if he's Jewish or not, but apparently Kanye West, and this is real, I'm not making this shit up.
Yeah.
Kanye West watched 21 Jump Street and was like, you know what? I like Jews.
It's like the Jews
I
are
like
alright.
those Jews are A-okay.
It would be even better if like Jonah Hill isn't Jewish at all.
I want to say he's not.
Well, I mean, like, what does 21 Jump Street have to do with anything about the Jews?
With Jews?
Yeah, you're just like, the Jews are okay. Because I thought when you said Jonah Hill, I was thinking he made that documentary about his therapist on Netflix. It's called Stoltz or something. It's pretty good, but I thought he was going to be like, oh, the way you talked about mental health, blah, blah, blah. Nope. 21 Jump Street.
Kanye West was really fucking sitting there watching 21 Jump Street. He was like, God damn, this shit funny as fuck. I like Jews now.
Yeah. He's like, I'm in. He's like looking at what the fuck is the other character's name?
Channing Tatum?
Yeah, he's just like, Jonah Hill's okay looking at Channing Tatum.
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know, like, a lot of people associate curly hair with a Jewish stereotype.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Jonah Hill is Jewish.
Based on his curly hair?
No.
No. I seen him wearing a fucking cup on his head one time. What the fuck is that thing called?
Yarmulke.
A yarmulke, thank you. Not a cup, a yarmulke. I never see him eat pork. It's crazy. He must be Jewish.
I've never seen him once in his fucking movies eat any fucking bacon.
Yeah.
And his fat ass is definitely eating bacon. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Judaism is funny because, like, culturally, unless you're, like, a hardcore Hasidic Jew or whatever, like, they find ways around shit. Even, like, the Hasidic ones, right? Because you can't have lights on Saturday. So, like, you can't use electricity, right? It doesn't matter if they're on or off, but you can't fuck with anything that has electricity.
Yeah.
So like their workaround is like, you know, there's a huge like Hasidic Jew population in New York City. They'll pay their like neighbors, like apartment neighbors or whatever, and they call us goys. Anybody who's not Jewish, it's goy, and it's apparently because we're like, they call us goys. It's very derogatory, I guess, but. Yeah, they'll like, you know, talking to each other. They're like, go pay the goy to turn on the lights so they don't have to. And then like other ones have timers.
Yeah.
People have like instant, it'll just answer the phone for you so you don't have to interact with the phone. And you're like, well, I didn't interact with it, so we're cool.
So they pay their neighbors to go into their house and turn their electricity on, or they pay their neighbors to use their electricity.
Well, actually, the rules say that you can't pay somebody to do it, right? So they call it a gift, right? Like you can't buy food you can't buy something on a first. I don't know if it's. Yeah. I can't remember if it's drinking or like anything, but like when they go to a dinner or something, they'll gift a couple bottles of wine, and then they're like, "Well, you can do a gift at any time." That's how we get around this.
Oh my god, dude, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's rad. They're people that are in Judaism are way better at coming up with workarounds than like any other religion. Because like Muslims, they won't fucking they're like, fuck no, I'm not eating pork, and I am going to pray 5 times a day. But, I mean, they should have written the book better where there's workarounds. And like so the first book, like the Torah, which is essentially the Old Testament, right? That's all just like the story and what is sin and isn't sin. And then they have a second book. Like, that's the other major book.
Torah, the sequel, Torah 2?
Yeah, Torah 2, the rules. But it explains, like, what exactly the rules are, I guess, right? And then there's a bunch of mystic books and shit. But that's the book where you're like, well, we could get a fucking workaround. But when you brought up Kanye, I don't know if this is real or not, but Ari Shaffir had a comedy special recently called Jew. And I seen what he was promoting it, like, last week. It's pretty old, but I seen that profile named Kanye West commented on it and was like, I like Jews now because you're special or whatever. I have no idea if that's real, but I like to think it is. It also came out because when that shit with Kanye first blew up, right, was the same time Ari was releasing his special. So he like played off it so well, dude. It was like perfect timing.
Oh yeah, well it's when Kanye, scratch Kanye, when a famous rapper is just like, yeah, I fucking hate Jews.
Yeah.
And you're a Jewish comedian, it fucking writes itself.
Yeah,
it writes itself at that point.
Yes, another one. You know?
Like, oh, that's my fucking next special.
It's
Holy
like
shit.
Ronnie Chang during like the Stop Asian Hate. He was like, "Fuck yeah, perfect." Damn, there needs to be like an anti-Mexican movement so I could really get into this.
I'll start it.
Yeah, sick, dude. Like, not all of them are hard workers. Some of them just work 2 times a week. Just saying, not all of us.
Not all of them.
Not all Mexicans.
Work in construction or the fields.
Yeah. Some of us just work at a liquor store. Chill. Jews, religion. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you about. Mm-hmm. There's a note I had. Ghost.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Ghost.
The band?
No.
Like Ghosts.
Like Ghosts. Like
okay.
Supernatural.
Yeah. So, do you know about the certificate that I got?
Yeah. But
so
explain.
For people that are watching, a couple of years ago, I took this certificate course to get a certification,
Because you're not Jewish, dude. That's why you put a certification. Yeah. Jews would never fuck that up.
I guess, dude. They'd call it certificate or something like that.
They're just smarter than us, dude. Just face it. Go ahead.
Definitely better with their money.
Yeah.
No, they. So I got their certificate in demonology, which, for those that don't know, Ed and Lorraine Warren, the 2 people that The Conjuring is about, that's what they got their degrees in, was demonology, which is the study of demons. So, what was your question about ghosts?
Well, now I have a few questions. Like, what is there like a site or something? Like, where do you get a demonology degree?
I got mine from some school in Kentucky. I can't tell you the name of it because I don't remember.
They're just out there fucking swigging bourbon and casting out demons. Well, I can't even remember why I was thinking of the ghost because this one's kind of old. But, you know, I don't really, like, I don't not believe in ghosts, but I don't believe, like, definite ghosts, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, sometimes I will scare myself into believing in a ghost because I'll, like... If it's like spooky and quiet and dark or whatever, I'll be like, wouldn't it be fucking crazy if like something supernatural just happened? Then I panic because I'm a paranoid person already. Like, I'm like waiting for somebody to break in so I could just kill them.
Beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, all the time. I'm like, all right, you're getting fucking knifed the fuck up, dude. As soon as I have like plans and shit. I keep lube by my bed, not just for jerking off, but somebody breaks in. Closing the door, spraying the floor with lube, prison style, dude.
Jesus Christ,
they walk in, they slip. I get them with that.
Who are you, fucking Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The more paranoid Macaulay Culkin. But yeah, like, have you ever had anything supernatural happen to you?
Yeah, it's funny because me and my roommates and ex-roommates joked around because we were pretty sure our last place was haunted, and you know, if you don't believe in ghosts or demons and shit, just fucking skip ahead. But there was a point where I thought that there was a spirit that had attached itself to me because it only seemed to be in my room and anywhere I went that weird shit happened.
Yeah.
Like at one point, my roommate's wife said that my door to our old apartment, it had opened by itself. And those doors, like, they shut.
Yeah.
They weren't like, you know, they shut them and you could push them open. No, you'd have to turn the fucking handle to open it. And she was like, yeah, it opened one day when you weren't here. And I was like,
hate that.
Good old boy. Good old boy in there.
Good old boy. My homie, one of the dudes that I made, he's one of my best friends, made music with him or whatever. But when he moved to Albuquerque, he ended up getting an apartment with one of his co-workers. Mm-hmm. Not an apartment, a house. It's this cool gay dude who his uncle died. So it used to be his uncle's house. Yeah. And I didn't know this until later, but his uncle fucking killed himself inside the house. Oh, shit. Right? And my buddy, he would say, like, he kept on getting sleep paralysis, and that the vibe in the house just felt fucked up the whole time. Yeah. And it's kind of a weird house too, because it's pretty big, but the layout is pretty weird. Like I think it's like 5 bedrooms or something. But being in there, you're like, something's kind of weird just about this.
Eerie feeling. Yeah. Well, that 2 things with that is, one, most spirits that give off negative energy, such as that one, usually die in such a way like suicide, like violence. Or violent. Basically, their mind and spirit were in a bad spot when they died mentally. Yeah. So that's usually why people get like a fucking horrible feeling or an eerie feeling when someone died and just horrible way.
All ghosts are just younger than 26. All of them are just like, fuck.
Full of angst.
Everything sucks.
Angsty ass fucking ghosts and shit.
The only kind of supernatural thing that I had to happen to me, I think I had told you this, but me and my buddy, another one of my best friends, at his apartment, we stayed up all night drinking, but we didn't get hammered. But then it was like fucking 6:30 in the morning. We were waiting for the store to open so we could buy more booze, right? And when it was about time for, I'm guessing like 7, we exited the apartment. And there are these ghetto ass apartments up on Candelaria and San Mateo. Uh-huh. But it's like, it's all single floor, and there's like a courtyard kind of thing, right? So we step out of the apartment, and there's like a sidewalk that joins to the next sidewalk. And we're walking out, and we're all tired as fuck because we've been up all night. Yeah. Trying to go get more booze. And we walk out and turn the corner. And then when I'm turning the corner, it looked like somebody took like I don't know, liquid glitter or something, and just threw it in the air. So there was just like this cloud of shimmering shit, you know, just like in the middle of the sidewalk. And I'm walking towards it, and I fucking walk past it, and again, all tired. I'm like, fucking sparkles. And then as soon as I say that, the homie is like, what? You saw that too? And we just started laughing, and we just carried on with our lives. And that was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And there was no explanation. Like, it wasn't shadows or anything. It was clearly like a pile of glitter in the sky. It was weird. Fuck. Like just a ball. It wasn't forming any silhouette or anything. Really? Yeah.
I had a experience kind of like that actually with me and my buddy at his house. When we were like fresh out of high school, we were always fucking up till like 3 in the morning. And there was one time when we were fucking on Xbox, and I was just like, dude, I'm fucking hungry. He was like, yeah, me too. I was like, I'll come pick you up. We'll go get McDonald's. So I went and picked him up. We got McDonald's, and then we went back to his house. We were just sitting out on his like front yard in my car, just eating our fucking burgers.
And it's shit. Still 3 in the morning? Like,
yeah. 3 in the morning. We're sitting there talking about shit, like life and all that. And at some point, I started seeing out of the corner of my eye this like silhouette by his front door. And I was like, okay, I think my mind's just playing tricks on me. It's fucking dark outside. It's 3 in the morning. But it kept fucking happening. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? So my friend, he was like, real quick, are you seeing something like over there.
Oh, he called it out first?
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Yes, I am. Like, it's someone standing there. And he was like, yeah, I am too. So we were both just like fucking staring at that spot. And it was weird because right after we had said something, we didn't notice it again for like half an hour or so.
Weird.
And then after half an hour, we were both like, it's fucking there again. It's right fucking there.
And like when you turn to look at like the silhouette or whatever, you could just see a silhouette clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just out of the corner of our eyes. And there was nothing there that would have caused that silhouette. Like, it's just pretty much a blank slate. There was nothing there, no shadows, no anything that could have caused that silhouette. So the next day, because with my certificate, I learned how to do like spiritual cleansings and shit with sage and all that. I went into his room and, you know, he had a sister that died in there. His dad recently passed away at that point. Just a lot of death was surrounding him and his house. So I cleansed that spot that we'd seen outside of his house. Then I went in his room. And
I just love that, like, you're Irish, because I just think of like old drunk like Irish Catholics
priests
just being like, let's fuck these demons up. Why don't you go and get the fuck out of here in Christ's name?
That's pretty much what I did. I was like, I fucking went in his room. I had like a couple candles. I kept asking like what I thought was a spirit in his house. I kept asking it questions. Because I guess it wasn't the next day. It was a couple days after, because he had said that he just had this horrible fucking feeling in his room. Like just this dark fucking feeling in his chest. Ugh. He was just paranoid as fuck. And he had a hard time sleeping since then. And I was like, well, it could have just been the fact that, you know, we had freaked ourselves out.
Yeah, you're like spooked by this thing.
But after I did that cleansing, either mentally or spiritually, didn't have that feeling anymore. So,
dude, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say, but yeah, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
I'm not.
So, I've had it maybe 20 times, but I've only had it like 5 times where it was like bad.
Yeah.
And I know people like that like hallucinate when they do it. I don't. Like, I'll be in a dream, right? And I won't become like lucid in the dream, but something bad will be happening in the dream. Like, I remember one of them was like a drug overdose. And like, fuck. I was like on a porch or something, and I'd passed out, and like everything was like closing in. Like, I was blacking out in the dream. And I was like, oh, fuck. And there's like a party or something. All the people are like, look at Aaron, he's all fucked up. I'm like trying to say, like, save me, dickheads, you know, call 911. Yeah. Then, like, the dream, like, when it was still black, I guess I was, like, in pseudo-conscious era, right? Uh-huh. And I, like, woke up, and I was trying to, like, still tell the people or, like, sit upright and fucking, you know, yeah, call 911. And I just couldn't, dude. And it lasted like for a minute or two. Fuck. But all of them are just like that, where it's weird because like even if you become fully conscious, right, your eyes are still closed, and it feels like, to me anyways, like it's like I'm trying my hardest to scream or move. And a lot of the other ones I have too is I'll think somebody's breaking into the house. Oh, like, yeah. That I hear somebody in the house. So I'm like, I'm gonna hop into action, and I'm just stuck, dude, like glue. And it feels like your body is vibrating because you're trying so hard to move. Yeah. And then I guess, I don't know, your body just adjusts after a while, and it's like, whew. Then you get up and you're like, God damn, sleep paralysis got me again. But I've never had it to where, you know, people will be like, yeah, I fucking seen a lady standing over me and I couldn't move. It's nothing like that. It's just weird as fuck, dude.
Yeah. I think if I were to get sleep paralysis and I were to see like some lady standing over me, I'd shit myself. I'd shit the fucking bed.
I don't know if I'd ever sleep again. Like if it was nighttime and I was like, if my girlfriend was asleep and I was the only one that's seen it, I would just like stay awake all night and be like, well, it looks like sleep's out the fucking window.
Yeah.
I can only sleep in the day. Also, why the fuck don't ghosts ever come up in the day, you know? Not a lot
There
of
is a science behind that.
A pseudoscience behind that. Go ahead.
Well, whatever you want to call it. But natural light is something ghosts have a hard time with. Or
Ghosts
spirits,
are just
whatever.
Ghosts are like me. They're like, I fucking hate this
they're
shit.
they're like you with agoraphobia. They don't want to fucking leave the house, but they still want to go.
That's
in
exactly
the light.
what it is, dude. All ghosts are just agoraphobic. They're like, afterlife, I'm fucking staying here. Telling me I have to put shoes on and go out there.
Oh fuck. Pseudoscience, but yeah. Spirits don't like natural light.
Well, I mean, nobody knows. It's like it could be real, which is even weirder. But I remember one time, again, like angsty young man, 19 or whatever. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I was like bored and up and just smoking hella weed. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking roll the joint and I'm gonna cruise through the Zunies, right? So like I drive into Zuni Canyon. And it, like, a lot of it, once you get past the paved part's like the very beginning. And it's just a big-ass canyon, but it's like gravel the rest of the way, right?
Yeah.
Until you get up to, like, where the residents are. And I was probably driving for, like, 20 minutes, sparked a J. I'm sitting there listening to the radio or whatever. And in my head, I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be crazy if I just, like, seen a ghost in the middle of the road? That'd be fucking... What would I even do? Like, it's not like I could call somebody. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What if I see a ghost in the road? And then it just slowly more and more paranoid until I just turned my truck around, went back. I'm like, guess we're going to call it a night. Yeah. No cruising the mountains tonight.
It's funny you say that because I think as much as I believe in spirits and shit and all that, I think most of the time when people say they see like a full apparition or something, I think it's a bunch of different things, but I think most commonly is people start to freak themselves out and then their mind starts playing tricks on them. Like they start seeing shit.
Like, have you ever been like super, super sleep deprived? Like, you know, when I was like a kid, we'd like fucking drink energy drinks and stay up for like 36 hours. One of the times me and my buddy were on a road trip to pick up his sister from Washington. And we stayed up until it was like over 24 hours worth of driving. We were on like the second night. And I remember I don't know where we passed. We're on a freeway. He's driving. And I was so delirious, dude. I kept hallucinating bridges, like overpasses. I'd be like, what the fuck? Why is there an overpass here? And then we get closer and I'd be like, oh, there's not an overpass here. And then like in my peripheral, I'd like, in the mirror or whatever, we'd pass a stop sign or something and I'd be like, what the fuck? Was that somebody standing there? And no, it's just a fucking sign, but like your mind playing tricks on you, you know?
Yeah.
There was a great, back in the day, in the 4chan days, they have one of their pages is like ghost or whatever. I don't know what the fucking letter is, but it's all supernatural stories. And they have some really good shit on there, like a lot of creepypastas, but like people tell stories of what they experienced.
Yeah.
And there was like a legendary one, an epic thread where this one dude kept on having ghosts in his house and he fucking just got hammered, flicked off the lights and basically told the ghost to square up, and he was just like swinging on shit and breaking walls, and he's like, I never had a problem after that, dude.
Scared that fucking
just
ghost. Just
confronting something you can't even hit. You're like, I'm gonna fuck you up, ghost.
I think that's what I would do if there was like a negative fucking energy with a ghost or something. Is I'd just be like, get the fuck out. I'll beat your fucking ass, bro. Get the fuck out
You'd
here.
Put on your black voice, intimidate him out.
Get your motherfucking ass out here,
like,
bitch.
Dog, I know what you're thinking, fool, but you don't want to fuck with me. Dude, yeah. Ghost. I don't really believe in ghosts, but I'm scared of actually something weird happening, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck, I keep losing my train of thought. I shouldn't have smoked before this, dude. Ghost, blah, blah, blah.
I'll ask you this.
I remember now.
Since ghosts are, considered like myths, do you have a myth that actually scares you?
No, not since I was an adult. The thing is, though, being like a psychedelic hippie, is like, if you take a lot of hallucinogens and like reality is clearly warping. I mean, it's not like unless you do, like DMT or whatever, you're not seeing entities or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when you fucking see like just the pattern of the wall be a complete river of movement and color, you're like, there's just some shit I don't know. So like, yeah, that's how I feel about anything, like religion, ghost, all that afterlife shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, enough. There's just like, I think we have a filter, right? Like, and I think we develop it. Like, I don't think it's always there.
Right.
Like, I think sometimes when you're like 5, 6 or whatever, you start putting on this filter of like, in our DNA, we're like, dude, I can't just fucking stare at the beauty of trees all day. Because kids are like, they're on a psychedelic experience, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like everything is golden.
Well, they have a childlike wonder.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And just like from a evolutionary standpoint, your brain is like, look, fuckface, we got to figure out how to get food. And you're just staring at trees and playing with dirt all day. Like, we're not going to get very far until, we get past this. But what I was going to say was the problem with, like, I'm not religious. I mean, I guess I'm a Buddhist, but whatever. But, like, in the movies, every time you see, like, demons or shit, right? They're always like, power of Christ compels you, or they're using like Christian biblical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or, even like the Quran, like Muslim shit too. And I'm like, I can't just fucking Buddha my way out of this. Like, free yourself from desire. I guess, go away, please. I don't mind it. I don't mind you. Whatever.
Like, you can hang out.
All this is fake anyways. Plus, I couldn't hurt you if I wanted to.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say some shit, but I forgot what I was gonna say. My biggest fear, like, it's irrational for sure, but biggest fear is skinwalkers.
Really?
I can't do it. I can't do skinwalkers, bro. That fucking shit scares the fucking shit out of me.
Oh, dude, you would have hated being a fucking teenager in Grants.
I know.
Because, like,
I know I would have.
All there is to do is drive around the mountains.
Yeah.
Right? And, sometimes you're fucking out there at 1 a.m, and you and your buddies or whatever, but there'll be an instant where, like, you guys, like, jokes are over or whatever, and you're just cruising, listening to music, and then you start doing the things like, what if we seen some weird shit out here?
Yeah. Yeah.
There used to be this ad that would play on, like, the radio here in New Mexico, and the ad, like, a radio ad, the thing is, like, these 2 dudes driving in a truck, they're just, like, listening to music or whatever, and then they're like, hey, do you see that? Yeah, what is that? Oh shit, dude, what is that? And then they're like, start freaking out. I don't know. And then you just hear like ka-tunk, right? Like the truck hitting something. Yeah. And then it's like, if you don't know what it is, don't hit it. Like, fuck. I imagine enough people have been hit by a car in New Mexico because people are like, that's a fucking demon, dude.
That's a fucking skinwalker.
And it's just a tweaker.
In the fucking middle of the road.
But it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Tweakers and skinwalkers,
it's the same shit.
They're both up in the middle of the night.
It's the same shit. Yeah, no, I don't doubt that I would have hated living out there, like, as a teenager. Because, to be fair, Grants isn't the demographic mostly Native American?
I would say it's both tied, Hispanic, Latino, and Native American. Like, that would probably make up, like, 70% of Grants. Okay. And then the rest is, like, white people.
Yeah. Well, like, because from what I've read about skinwalkers is that since it's mostly like a Native American folklore, skinwalkers as a real being are mostly around Native American, like, populace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't fuck with casinos.
I don't care how poppin' Route 66 is. I'm not fucking going.
To be fair, that fucking place is literally out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So if there were skinwalkers, it'd be out there.
I mean, good old founding fathers. They didn't really cut out the best land. You know? Well, I guess the Indian American wars were like 1800s, early 1800s, late 1700s, whatever. But yeah, I would fucking hate that. I also feel like people that are, because like I've known quite a few like mystic type people that I think the more open you are to that sort of thing, like the more likely something is to happen to you.
That is, I think, another pseudoscience to be anything but pretty much proven true.
Yeah.
It's and I think that's another thing is like your mind playing tricks on you is if you are more prone to believe in that stuff, your mind is going to make you think like that's there. See, that's actually happening.
That part too, like, I mean, there's just a lot of people who are just fucking crazy people, right? That see aliens and ghosts and shit. Mm-hmm. But the whole filter of developing a filter, like, maybe if you filter that out, like, sometimes my girlfriend was telling me about, she had a patient, like a schizophrenic patient, that it was just constantly having his own dialogues, right? And then he would respond, just some crazy homeless dude, right? And then I like toying with the idea that maybe like, well, I know you've never done psychedelics, but when you're doing psychedelics, like you have all these connections, right? You're making connections between all sorts of things, right? But you're tripping. And like, if you had to go to a business meeting, there's no way you could pull off the business meeting, right?
No, for sure.
But that state, I assume would be kind of similar to like being schizophrenic, like inebriated schizophrenic, whatever. But I like to toy with the idea that they're actually seeing real reality, right?
Yeah.
Because like the patient, she said he kept on bitching about something like something sore on the back of his leg, and he's like, it's not female genitalia. It's not. It's whatever. And she's like, okay, just trying to ignore it. That's more work, you know? But at one point, I guess he was like, yeah, it's not female genitalia. I peeled the pancake off and cleaned it, right? This dude just thinks that he has a pussy on the back of his calf. But I peeled the pancake off. Imagine like you're trying to contextualize reality, right? Yeah. And you look down at your 8 layers of clothes and there's a sore on you, but it's a pussy. And you put a Band-Aid on it, and it's just a pancake, and you're like, fuck, I gotta pull this flapjack off, clean up this pussy. Like, it's all perception, you know?
Yeah. That's, fuck.
That used to be my biggest fear, was that, like, I would eventually be schizophrenic. Dude, that seems like the worst punishment possible.
Yeah. It seems to be fucking terrifying. Yeah. Just all the time.
Especially if you're like a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm already a paranoid person.
I would be for sure.
Yeah.
I would be paranoid as fuck.
Yeah, you're just like, the FBI is in the phone. And you're like, taking shit apart.
Just snap your phone in half.
You're like, duh, the fucking FBI's in the phone. We've known this for 50 years, dude. Who cares?
Fuck.
Also, the self-importance that you put on yourself, you're like, I know the government's watching me because I've been sitting in my house eating cans of beans for 5 years.
Because I'm waiting another week to do my taxes. I know they're watching me. I know they're watching, making sure I do my fucking taxes.
Kanye's like, the devil and the president are on the phone. And I know the Jews have something to do with this.
Jonah Hill is the best Jew.
Just trying to figure out your life and just tripping all the time. Like, hold on, I gotta go cover up all the windows.
Oh, fuck.
What was you had another note? I can't remember what it was.
Another note?
Yeah. You had wrote something down.
Ah, fuck. I
know one of them was the meatball.
Yeah, fucking mammoth meatball.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, dude. They're bringing mammoths back, and the first fucking thing they do with it is make a meatball.
Yeah, well, they just made mammoth meat. We're not getting them back yet. Although we did clone a goat in the 90s, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like, I'll get an argument, like, because they've been trying to grow, like, actual meat for a while, right?
Yeah.
In a lab setting. Because you could take, like, the DNA of something and then, like, just produce muscle.
Right.
Right? And I always have, like, the argument with some of my fucking vegan friends.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, especially when they do it for, like, if they do it for health, whatever, that's what you do. But if you're doing it for, like, some moral, ethical thing, I'm like, well, what if it was grown in a lab? Would you eat meat if it was 100% ethical?
I think if I was vegan and they grew it in a fucking lab, I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Yeah. Well, they already do, like, it's not meat at all.
Yeah.
But the impossible meat and shit like that. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do they fucking... If you're fucking adhering to being a vegan, why the fuck do you want dinosaur chicken nuggets, right? That aren't chicken or eggs. Like, the eggs thing is insane, dude. Eggs are ethical. I mean, like, you could argue about, like, the conditions chickens are in. But the chickens...
but they're not fertile. They're not fertile eggs.
Yeah, well, and the chickens are going to make those fucking eggs anyways.
Yeah.
You're just wasting eggs by not eating eggs.
Yeah, because they're not ever going to be anything other than just a yolk.
I would try the, like, lab-grown meat. I would
easy.
I would definitely,
easy.
Have a burger. Or a steak would be hella interesting if they figured out how to do that. But
oh, yeah.
Before I, like, dive in, I'm going to need there to be, like, 20 years of people eating this shit.
Well, see, that's the thing that they're talking about with this, like, mammoth meatball is that they won't eat it because they don't know how, like, a human's digestive system and what the fuck is that? Whatever. They don't know how we would process it. And that's a good point. Like, the only people that were eating mammoths were cavemen.
Well, even that, but I mean, like, you're fucking with God's territory, right? Yeah. It's like, as soon as you're doing weird shit where, like, you're growing muscle out of old DNA, like, I mean, if it's exactly the same structurally, still, it's like, it's not studied, What if there is just, like, something slightly off in the fucking genome where, like, this thing causes cancer or whatever?
Well, and
as I drink a beer.
At the
what if it's very dangerous? Not like alcohol. Alcohol's only caused, more hate and trouble in the world than any other substance, but fucking lab-grown meat? It's too much for me.
Yeah, Well, I think when science starts to mix with nature is when we're fucked. Like the mammoth thing. The mammoths are dead for a fucking reason, bro. Like, leave them fucking dead. Don't bring them back. We've seen this movie like 6 times, and it's called Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring them back.
Fucking syringe in an egg, and the next thing you know, you're on an island.
Fucking getting... Samuel Jackson's getting eaten by velociraptors. I can't believe they milked
that into, like, the fucking like Jurassic World and all that shit. Like, we couldn't just fucking nuke some dinosaurs. Dude, dinosaurs don't stand a chance against humans. No. But, yeah, with, like, the cloning a goat thing, right? Like, there's services now, like, for rich people.
Yeah.
Where they'll take your pets, it's like $20,000. They'll take your pet's DNA, right?
And they fucking clone them?
They clone them, but I don't know if it's through, like, altering the DNA of like an already like fertilized egg, right?
Yeah.
Or if it's like just fucking, in a petri dish. But yeah,
Well, see, I think it makes a little bit of sense if you're kind of affecting how something is born. Like, you're pretty much choosing how they come out. Pretty much. I don't think it's straight up like, oh, that animal fucking over here now. There's two of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm like environment has so much to do with it, right? Do you know about CRISPR? Have you heard about like the CRISPR technology?
I'm not.
So I don't. It's a what you mean? Like the letters stand for something. What the fuck is that called? I'm having a brain fart. Anyways, CRISPR is like this tech where they learned how to edit genes, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not like, especially like here in the States, so much shit isn't legal because it has to go through the FDA to get approved, right?
Well, that makes sense.
And if it has to do with human testing, like it's already out. It's very hard to test something on a human in the States. But in China, the excuse was that like they were using CRISPR technology to get rid of, I think it was eliminate herpes, right?
Oh, okay.
So like they did the CRISPR tech on like, I think it was 2 different babies, right? And yeah, it eliminated herpes or whatever. But they also noticed that these kids' IQ was fucking insane. Like they had a way higher IQ for their age ranges, right? And
did it cause Asperger's or was it just
No, it didn't give him tism. It just like it naturally made him smarter, right?
Really?
And yeah, and like as we go through the sequence and you figure out what genes do what, like we have a pretty good idea of a lot of things, not everything, but a lot of things. Like, fucking if China just decides to like start using the tech to like make fucking 6'5" Adonises, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have better and smarter soldiers before anybody.
Oh yeah.
But then that's when you're fucking with shit like that, it's weird, dude. Like, because just not nature.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like when science beats out nature, I think that's when we as a human race are fucked.
Yeah.
Because then nature's just out the fucking door, and without nature, there's no life.
Well, we're so disconnected from like nature right now, right? Like fucking, how often do you hunt or fish? Or go get water from somewhere that isn't the tap,
Well, we've evolved into these fucking soft fucking people as opposed to like, these fucking hunters and shit that would kill for their food. Fucking go out and find berries and shit and vegetables and all that.
Well, I think even now with like cell phones, right? Because like I think kids are going to be so much smarter now as long as they develop critical thinking skills because of the internet. Because like if I look at like my mom, fucking internet didn't really become like in the sphere, in the culture until like the 90s.
Yeah.
And even then it was dial up until like the late 90s with like DSL or whatever, right? So like it seems like we're moving towards being fucking cyborgs, especially with like the Elon's fucking Neuralink kind of shit.
Oh, the fucking brain thing.
Yeah, and like the initial intended use, right, is to get rid of
Alzheimer's.
Diseases that are do with nerves, right? So it's like you're not getting an electrical charge to this part, so like you're paralyzed or whatever. So like that's what they're trying to fix at first.
Okay.
But then it'll be like, what else can we do with this? And then before you know it, like you have the internet in your brain and you can just access information instantly,
Well, and at that point, what kind of jobs would we have? Because like you wouldn't need a degree anymore. You could just have that shit in your head. Would everybody just have the highest paying jobs possible?
Well, see, I think that's the first part of the problem is like very rich people will have it first. Like once it's perfected and it won't hurt you, it's going to be all the upper class people. And then that just perpetuates like the classism, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, fucking, none of us are going to be able to get a fucking Neuralink until they have, like, you know how they make the shitty Galaxy Samsung phones? They're like the ones they sell at Walmart for $100.
Yeah.
That'll be our Neuralink. And you're like, fucking processing time sucks dick.
Yeah. And, like, fucking, it'll just be like a phone. You'll have to, like, upgrade it every so often. Like, I think it'll start off as you'll always know the time. You'll always know this or something. But
damn, the time would be kind of sick.
It would be kind of
sick. Or
sick.
like a schedule. Like you could schedule shit.
Yeah. But at that point, like,
I guess the brain could do that on its own. But I'm like, what if you could put a schedule in your head?
Well, but also at the same time, like, for someone like me who has severe fucking ADHD and their mind is just all over the place, you get fucking beer. How'd you fucking do that, bro?
I got beer in my eye. Go ahead.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, dude. I'm pretty great at this. Jesus Christ.
Fucking. But my thought is, like, wouldn't I always just be constantly thinking about the time? Like, wouldn't I just be like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Oh, it's 5:01. It's 5:02.
Well, I mean, so we're already cyborgs with the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the smartwatch, right? Because like you have infinite access to information right in your pocket. It's just that the bandwidth is very narrow, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So it takes, for you to interface to the phone, it's taking milliseconds to even tell the time.
Yeah.
But if it's in your head and it could literally pull up within nanoseconds, like, boom, it's just there. But I think it'll be with, like, anything. It's like, what do you pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if I got a Neuralink, it'll be very problematic because I'll just, like, be like, what are these comedians up to? And then I'll be like, oh, dude, like, fucking, I should rewatch the whole history of the Mongol Empire. And then I'll just be at work like, what was that? Oh, did you know Genghis Khan was the best fucking military leader of all time?
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, it's getting to be kind of concerning, honestly, where we're going with science and technology.
I was talking, it's going to be, dude, it's already getting weird.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to get so much more weird here in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel bad, like, if you're fucking, you know, if you're over 40, because, like, you see anybody, you know, that's, like, 50 and up, sometimes they have a hard time, like, navigating things that are pretty intuitive, like the phone. Or, I guess I understand more with computers. But, like, I was basically born into it, so I know how to fight. So, like, if that shit comes out later and we're old, we're going to be like, I don't know how to fucking use the thing. Like, you just won't be able to.
Yeah. And that's fucking wild to me that at some point we will be considered the old people that don't know how to do something.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be weird as fuck,
which is
dude.
Wild to me.
Well, I feel that way with, like, iPhones since I've been a fucking Android guy forever.
Yeah.
Like, somebody hands me their iPhone to, like, look something. I'm like, get it to the internet, please. I don't know how this works. And, like, the user interface is so much more simple than Android, right?
Yeah.
But I've been using fucking Microsoft shit my whole life. So I don't know how to fuck with it. Do you fuck with the Chat GPT at all? Have you played with it?
To be completely honest with you, I've used that to pretty much make all of my Python assignments.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad you're using it the right way.
Yeah, it makes life so much easier when it comes to, like, school and shit, because it'll just write out whatever the fuck you need, and it will write it out well. It's not just, you know, fucking taking words and
dude,
putting it in shit.
Our boss was showing me, right? Because
yeah.
he like used to work as a coder at Samsung.
Uh-huh.
He was showing me, like, you could have it write code or whatever, fair. But he's like, this is one of the super useful parts of this that's going to take away so many jobs. And he's like, you write the code and then you just have it go through line by line and make sure you don't have any syntax errors in the code. And he can do it instantly, dude. So when we were talking, he's like, right now you're a mid-sized corporation or whatever making apps. There's 10 coders, right?
Mm-hmm.
and like one guy is the fucking ace. This guy is the best. And then like there's a tier under that, and then lackeys, right? It's gonna completely eliminate everybody but the A player.
Yeah.
Because only the A player is like, well, I could have fucking basically a team of infinite people just running, right? Mm-hmm. And I just have to conceptualize it and put it all together. Like, it's gonna get rid of shit. Like, have you been to any of those fucking gas stations where you pick up your shit and you just put it on the counter?
Oh yeah.
Like that shit. That's already pretty impressive, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, look at fucking those Amazon Go stores where you go in. There's no cashiers. Yeah. And you just grab your shit. It's literally cameras just watching you pick up whatever you pick up, and then you just leave.
Yeah, it just has your card on file.
Yeah.
Boom. That's gonna be fucking wild, dude. The self-driving cars things is gonna be wild. And what's even crazier, because like, for the longest time, OpenAI is like the people that do the Chat GPT, right?
Uh-huh.
And the one that I fucked with was like they just got an update. It was 3.5, right?
Okay.
And now they have, I think it's ChatGPT 4.0. And they did this thing, right? Like they had GPT take the bar exam to be a lawyer.
And it passed it.
Dude, it was crazy. Like the old one would pass it, I don't know, like something like 60% of the time. Super hard test, you know? This one is like 95% of the time. It just passes.
Well, and to be fair, it's literally doing what you were talking about earlier, where we just have like the internet at our hands. It's literally just taking the internet, like it's taking its answers from the internet.
Yeah.
And just putting it into this fucking test.
It's kind of unbelievable, like though, because like you said, it's a neural network across the entire internet, right? And they had to, like a lot of these AI programs, they have to put certain parameters in the code.
Yeah.
Because like it'll say racist shit or whatever, you know, like just because it's pulling information from the entire internet, right? But the way it could like actually put shit together is I don't even understand how it could articulate that.
It's pretty wild. I almost got my degree in artificial intelligence and machine learning just because it's going to be huge. But since it's a newer thing, there aren't a whole lot of bachelor's degrees for artificial intelligence.
Oh, you'd have to like go into like a master's program.
Yeah. So, I mean, programming, it's all the same shit, just using it differently.
Yeah, it's all the same base. Mm-hmm. Fucking being an AI engineer would be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but I was wondering, because you were talking about we're talking about the future and how it's going to get weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck is our country going to do with all the displaced people, right? Because, like, they already have a few, fucking, what's the wing place? Not Buffalo Wild Wings, but the other one. Wingstop. There's a couple different Wingstops in the United States and more overseas that only have one worker.
Yeah.
One worker on a shift. It takes the orders, cooks the wings, gets the wings out, right?
Yeah.
So eventually it'll be like no workers for fast food. So that takes out a huge part of the population that can only do like lower tier jobs. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, the coders, they're fucked. Truck drivers will eventually be fucked with like the self-driving cars.
Well, they already have a couple like self-driving like semi-trucks.
Yeah.
That are, I don't think they're out yet, but they're testing them and they're not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be so much more fit and they don't have to take breaks, you know?
Yeah. It'll just get there all at one go. I mean, except when they need gas.
So what happens to the people though? You know?
Get fucking shit on, go homeless.
Yeah. Well, again, I was talking with the boss about it and he's going to be like, he was like, I think will remain capitalism in the States, but you'll get like a government sanctioned job, right? Mm-hmm. Where you just had to show up and like read a book for like 8 hours. Because we're capitalist, I don't think it would be cool, but I don't think there's ever going to be like a universal basic income. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to be like, Nah, you have to still go somewhere. You still have to leave the house to get paid.
Yeah. I mean, even then, we're getting to a point where you don't even have to leave your house to get paid with remote jobs.
Oh yeah, remote jobs. Then you could order everything off of Amazon.
Yep.
Get your groceries delivered.
It's becoming a lot more. It's becoming Wall-E. Honestly, we're all becoming fucking fat and not having to get up.
Dude, I've been waiting my entire adult life for shit to hit the fan. Because fucking having ADHD, like in the real world, the normal world where you have to have a fucking job and blah, 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 sucks dick. Jobs are boring. They're easy and they're boring.
Well, that's the whole point.
Fucking shit hits the fan, bro. Then we'll see who's on top, motherfucker. Yeah. How many of you guys practice survivalism, huh? Can you even shoot a bow, slingshot, anything, build anything? Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, I learned how to build a snare just because I was like, if shit goes fucking sideways, might as well learn how to build something so I can fucking survive a little bit.
Exactly, dude. It's going to be us and the Minecraft kids. Just people with the ADHD people will be like the rulers because a lot of them are older. You know, there's adults with ADHD. And then just a billion minions of 13-year-olds that are like, so what do I do? And you're like, you know what to do? You fucking get the wood, and then you move on to stone, and then you get the copper, and fucking we'll keep going.
Honestly, I think with technology coming to a point where AI is becoming a big thing, I think humans, as we know it, will become extinct, and fucking tech will just take over.
Well, see, I think I think in the line of evolution that this is part of it, right? Because, humans, the only thing that we've had is our brain the whole time. We're fucking little meat bags. We're hella weak. The Neanderthals were way stronger than us. And we fucking just trick them into dying. Eventually, I think we're just going to... Well, it'll be human, but it's like a new race of like cyborg humans, right? This weird, like everybody knows everything. Food, you don't have to worry about food because it just like pops out your fucking oven. You just open your oven and it comes out.
Our immune systems are shit because we aren't doing anything to where our immune systems need to be strong. Like we're not eating raw food. We're not eating,
Do you know, have you ever heard why people get appendicitis?
I'd heard it a while back, but I forgot what it was.
So, like, the appendix, it was just like a part of evolution that it fucking grew in our tract, right? In our intestines. It's just a little sac right under fucking somewhere on your intestine. And... it just collects shit, but the shit that it collects rots, it's full of poison, basically. But its purpose before is because, like, when we were, like, more like animals, right? The shit we would eat would have dirt on it, and it would filter dirt, right? But it would also clean it. Like, it would clean out the appendix. And now that all of our fucking food is, like, pristine, we're not getting a lot of dirt in our diet, bro.
What I'm hearing is I need to go outside and eat some dirt.
Yeah. See, that's... If you have belly problems, go outside and eat some dirt.
Fuck. Well, shit, I don't think we're going to have any time to do our fucking tier list.
Oh, shit. Didn't you have one more topic? Oh, it's already that time?
It is.
Oh,
it's going to be that time.
Well, hold on to that. We'll do it next week. All right, fucking tier list. That shit's hack. We're talking about ghosts and shit, son.
Ghosts and AI.
Welcome to the future. This has been the Spick and the Mick, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Doses.